You wake up to an untouched food bowl. Your dog is isolating in the corner of the room or hiding under the bed, staring into space and refusing to make eye contact. Humans instinctively interpret these shifts through the lens of our own psychology. We assume our pet is experiencing depression or even anger as their body begins to fail. This projection creates a heavy cycle of owner guilt, yet it often ignores the specific reality of canine biology. Humans are uniquely burdened with the cognitive hardware required to agonize over mortality and the afterlife. Research indicates that dogs possess only a minimal concept of death. They lack the reasoning required to dread a conceptual future demise. Instead of experiencing existential dread, a dog's end-of-life behaviors are driven by immediate sensory inputs and ancient instincts. To understand this experience, we must strip away the human drama and decode these behaviors as a biological language. If a dog doesn't understand the concept of death, how do they seem to sense that their system is failing? It begins with their olfactory system, a nasal cavity packed with 300 million scent receptors. This sensory power is so precise that dogs can identify diseases like cancer on human breath with 99% accuracy. This diagram illustrates the constant internal analysis of a dog's unique chemical signature, scanning every breath for a healthy baseline. But as organs fail, their baseline body odor shifts into total irregularity. This change triggers a systemic alarm response across millions of receptors. They aren't pondering the end of their lives, they are literally smelling a critical system failure. This internal alarm often triggers an immediate retreat to a corner or a quiet spot under the furniture. Veterinary research identifies this as the total effort to overcome. The animal enters a state of social withdrawal to focus every ounce of metabolic energy on fighting the illness. This behavior is a relic of their pack-dwelling ancestors. In the wild, sick or elderly animals isolate to draw predators away from the group and prevent slowing down the family. Other dogs do the exact opposite, becoming suddenly clingy, restless, and unable to settle. When physical pain becomes overwhelming, the ancient instinct to hide is replaced by a drive to find their primary protector. Whether they hide to protect you or cling to you for safety, both actions are biological expressions of loyalty. Then there is the behavior that feels the most like a loss, the blank stares at walls or the confusion in familiar rooms. This is canine cognitive dysfunction, or CCD, the canine equivalent of dementia. This animated diagram shows how amyloid beta plaques accumulate in the brain, physically blocking the neural pathways responsible for spatial learning. Brain atrophy further degrades their ability to navigate.
Remember that this disorientation is a mechanical failure of the brain's internal map, not a loss of affection. The most baffling phenomenon is the last rally, a brief window where a dying dog suddenly eats, wags its tail, and acts like its old self. This happens as the body actively shuts down and the brain begins to lose oxygen. This brainwave monitor illustrates the neurological surge. As oxygen plummets, the canine brain triggers a massive, synchronized burst of gamma wave activity to restore systemic balance. The wave holds for a brief moment of coherence before the body definitively yields. While it isn't a recovery, this neurological surge provides a final window for the human-animal bond to be reaffirmed. For owners, the heaviest fear is that their dog is scared or suffering during their final moments or during euthanasia. In a medical setting, consciousness is entirely and painlessly shut off within seconds.
Any subsequent movements, like a gasp or a twitch, are involuntary muscle reflexes that occur only after consciousness is gone. The active biological exit is a peaceful transition. Gregory Burns' fMRI research provides the most comforting data on how dogs experience this final connection. This scan shows the caudate nucleus, the brain's reward and safety center, lighting up intensely in response to an owner's scent. This powerful neurological activation happens through scent alone. It requires only your quiet, steady presence in the room. In those final seconds of consciousness, the dog's brain is dominated by these specific signals of safety and reward. While the concept of death remains beyond their reach, the sensation of safety does not. Their biology yields while registered to the most rewarding signal it has ever known: your presence.